to the bold analysis. President Ruto has been camping in Western Kenya for the last 3 days. And this has been marked, the said political tour has been marked with launches of road projects, KMTC here and there, a school bus for some TTI or some university. But however, in this ever first rally or first tour in Western region after the death of Raila, the head of state has been telling Mulembe Nation to back him over his track record. But in this podcast, I'll demonstrate to you that the plan of going to Mulembe Nation, of course, to take over what was perceived Raila Odinga constituency, is the big plan, and whether it is something that is going to be achieved at the end of it. But we also understand that today in Kakamega Golf Club, the president spent a whopping 40 million. I want you to imagine 8,000 grassroots leaders invited, and by the time they were leaving, each one of them had 5,000 shillings kwa bahasha zenye walipewa. Themselves, they are saying the bahasha was swelled and it had 5,000 Kenyan shillings. That just shows you the level of desperation for the vote, even as they say that our opposition tutawashinda mapema. But despite of that, I still don't know why you give all that money when you believe that you will win that election easily. Kindly subscribe to our channel. And as I was giving a challenge to my US viewers, that this week, the US viewers have been the highest subscribers. 65% of those who click, or those who, high click rate, those who click our videos, 65% of them have subscribed. So can you confirm your subscription? Because here we have an in-depth analysis. This is a podcast that I was supposed to release it even as early as yesterday, but I delayed because I was waiting for today's events, and I can promise you that what I have for you is a well-researched copy, is a well-researched piece that you can take your time and listen to. I was so keen to make some observations from the 3 days trip, the 3 days political mission. It started Butere, Funyula, day 1, and Malava. Then day 2, they were in Busia County. Not Funyula, they were in Shinyalu. Day 1, they were in Shinyalu, Malava, and Butere. Then day 2, they spent better part of that time in Busia. Then day 3, which was this Saturday, they were back in Vihiga for a series of some projects. I want us to make some observations that really has been, so that we see what exactly is the takeaway from it. Number one, that trip has been marked by launching of CDF and Uhuru projects. Look at this. This is Butere County Hospital. It is an Uhuru era project that was done when actually it started when Fernandez Baraza, not Fernandez Baraza rather, when Oparanya was the governor. And it is not this government's project. You can look at the project launch, and this is that Butere County, sub-county hospital, with, of course, you can see the turnout of people there. I think the issue of being seen to be launching a big house or some infrastructure somewhere, some house somewhere, could be is the new thing. That was Uhuru era. That was when he launched it day 1, and the people are really talking about it. And that is to show that hakuna yake yenye imeanza kamaliza. In Malava, there was Malava KMTC. This administration block, this one here, was built by the late Malulu Njendi, the former member of parliament for Malava who passed on. And that is why there is a by-election that is going to be held there. So that has also been seen. And if you're keen, you will understand that we are 17 months to the general election, and not a single Kenya Kwanza project that William Ruto launched ikianza is ever going to commission that it is complete. And you can take this challenge with me, and I would want you to challenge me. Show me one project that Kenya Kwanza launched before they came to power, and maybe they have commissioned it because it is already done. I will be interested to have a look at that. That is something that we were looking up for, and I think next year the country will start asking zile zenye zimekuwa launched. How comes that there's just launched? There's this road, second road. This one is in Kakamega. It's new road launched. Of course, they are saying immediately the launch happened. Nothing has happened as to whether the contractor will come. You'll be told, after this, you'll come back and say, the contractor came on site and then left, and then tunamtafuta Rudi. There's always a complaint about the contractor. These are the two roads and the Kakamega Airstrip Road. This road was promised way back in 2022, after the general election. I remember when the airport, when there was the Kakamega Airstrip was to be repaired, this road was part of it, and it is now being launched afresh, as if it is starting afresh. So you can see that there was really push for the launches, for him to get visibility of having launched this and that. Of course, to create the euphoria of projects that have been launched. The other thing is affordable housing, where you'll get to those processes, and those are the places to do two chants. I actually saw heavy crowds. The crowds were heavily mobilized, probably to show the number. But keenly will also understand that UDA colors are back in the crowds. People in the UDA camps were really mobilized. This is not the classified audience. Probably these are people that are supposed to spice up that rally. They will chant totem the loudest. They will highly participate in that, and will be the people to speak about, maybe echo, give the chorus when it is needed. I saw the projects of hostels here and there, but the irony of it is the fact that we are talking about hostels and colleges where lecturers are on strike, and we are not acting like we will take care of them anytime. Today, after that, there was a meeting of 8,000 grassroots leaders today. If you look at this video, this is the video where the president, they were leaving, I think that was the room, could be State House. It could be the Kakamega State House or somewhere there. And you can see the president, Wetangula, and Mudavadi. And strategically, there was absence of Kithure Kindiki, the deputy president. Now, another observation I saw, even on this meeting, because the other meetings, I was not seeing the other ODM leadership. In Western, there is one of the deputy party leaders, Godfrey Osotsi, the Vihiga senator, who the president was in his county. He did not attend the events of the president there. There was another meeting where even Governor Tichilo from Vihiga was present. The meeting of grassroots leaders in Kakamega. The ODM deputy party leader, because that is the senior most ODM leader in Kakamega. Not in Kakamega, in Western. At the moment, is the person who took the position of Oparanya. And I can clearly see that ODM is not gravitating towards that direction. That is why the deputy party leader was not there. Even though even the senator for Kakamega, Boni Khalwale, for this time round, despite the fact that the president was in Western Kenya and was on their side, he also did not attend the events. And it's really showing you how bit of it. I saw the presence of Elsie Muhanda, the women rep, with the governor, Fernandez Baraza. In Kakamega, in Busia, I saw Tuoma. Of course, the senator was not there. In Vihiga, there was the governor Tichilo, outgoing Tichilo. Of course, Osotsi, the senator, he was not there. Yeah, I think from Bungoma, the governor Lusaka, I think, joined one of the rallies. And the senator, who is the senator, was also present there. So, clearly from the absence of ODM leaders in those meetings, it communicates something that they might not be gravitating towards the president. Now, because I told you that through that rally, I wanted you to see what has happened. That is why I like creating for you the picture and giving you the real feel. So that even as we make conclusions or interpretations of all this, we make it based on what we have seen. So I paid attention to some speeches here. And there was a speech by Oparanya that we want us to listen to here.
Unalipa pole pole. Tunataka nyinyi muje muishi kwa hizi manyumba. Mwache yale mashamba kule nyumbani, tupande mimea ya kusaidia watu wetu. Usilie kaburi hii ni ya mama, kaburi hii ni ya baba. Wewe saa mtoto, uite mama yako, uite baba yako, ndio mkumbuke hapo. Hapana mpaka uwe unakaa hapo, unaona kaburi yake, ndio unamkumbuka. Kwa hivyo Kenya inaendelea mbele, na rais ameona mbele, kuona ya kwamba inji kuendelea mbele, paka uanze na hatua moja. Na hii ni hatua moja ya kuendelesha Kenya yetu kuwa inji ambayo inaendelea mbele. Huu mradi unapeana kazi kwa vijana wetu, pia wale ambao wanahusika, wale wanaleta mchanga hapa, wale wanaleta mawe, wale wanajenga hapa. Hiyo ndio kufanya inji ikue kwa haraka.
In this video clip, Oparanya seemed to be telling the villagers not to wasipigo dala. I don't know. You know, in Western, I think it's the same with Luhya. Mtu ukishakuwa mkubwa, the custom ya kutoka kujenga boma yako. Okay? So kwenda kutaka kujenga boma yako, you can either get a land yenye the parent gave you, or you can as well buy some piece of land, depending on availability. So to create more land for agriculture, Oparanya is encouraging those people not to go and piga hizo maboma zao, not to create their own, not to make their own homesteads, but go and live in affordable housing. I think a more practical one for a leader like Oparanya to do, he has a very beautiful home in Kakamega. Let him leave that home and go live in affordable housing. Let him leave that home. Why are politicians building very palatial homes? And then they're asking that, look here, you leave your home and go live in affordable housing. Now, but what is the point here? The whole point here is, Oparanya was struggling to make sense, trying to attach some significance of affordable housing to the villagers, how villagers can actually benefit. And it doesn't seem to work. Like, these are people who don't work. Maybe wanafanya boda boda, they're living hand to mouth. You know, sometimes I listen to things politicians say, and me, I have the privilege of moving every part of this country when we are doing the charity projects. And I've seen, even I've been to Kakamega, not more than once, and I've seen real poverty. Real poverty. I remember in February when we were building 3 houses in Bungasi. I don't know whether those are people that can go to live in affordable housing. Politicians, sometimes they try, but you can see they are struggling because the tall buildings coming up in the villages, in the counties, cannot benefit the villages, apart from the jobs on your pata when those things are being built. So the other one is ATWOLI. ATWOLI, in his first speech, I think here, he was trying to tell the people that now, you know, you guys, we were together with Raila and we were brought in broad-based with Raila, and now all those who are supporting Raila need to come and support Ruto. Raila left us in government.
Mzee Mwai Kibaki akachukua akamaliza tamu zake mbi. Mtoto wa Kenyatta tena akarudi akamaliza tamu zake ngapi? Mnataka za William Ruto siwe ngapi? Mnataka siwe ngapi? Ala, mnataka siwe ngapi? Mimi ni mzee wenu wa area hii. Nawaambia hatuwezi kukubali kuwa kwa upinzani. Sisi tutakuwa kwa serikali. Sisi tutakuwa kwa serikali. Sisi tutakuwa kwa serikali. Sisi tutakuwa kwa serikali. Mungu awalinde.
I think there's something that we need to be very clear about here, and Mwananchi needs to get. If those, and this applies, this is the same language with another group in ODM party. Those who want to support William Ruto should just stop using Raila's name as a validation. Raila is dead. Raila doesn't know. Raila is out of question at this moment. Is done and dusted. Anyone pulling some emotional string that, you know, Raila left us in government, Raila, you know, Raila this, we're doing this. I think if you have a convincing point to support William Ruto, even for Ruto himself, he should push those people so that he'll get legitimate support. Raila did this, Raila did that. Even someone in the age of ATWOLI joined government immediately after 2022 general election, now has the audacity of telling people the way it is Raila. You know, you cannot make decision and then you just want to, because people know that there is some emotional sympathy, there is some emotions around the death of Raila. And now they want to hijack that to try to wink members of public using Raila's name. I think, by all fairness, Raila made his contribution to this country. And if we are to take instructions of what Raila gave, if someone is supposed to base his messaging on instructions of what Raila said, they are very clear day and night. I'm supporting Kenya Kwanza government because I don't want the government to collapse. But we will support Kenya Kwanza until 2027, where after that, we'll decide. Now, if you're taking Raila's firm instructions, that should be the message. But this message of Raila left us in government, you know, that is not something that Raila said. He didn't say you live in government so you support William Ruto in 2027. That's not what he said. But this message was tried in Luo Nation. And because of the voice of Sifuna at Raila's funeral, it's receiving some objections. Now, that is the same message that is being targeted for Mulembe Nation. That, you know, you guys need to endorse me. I think even if they want to endorse William Ruto, they can have other reasons to endorse William Ruto, but just pull out the name of Raila Odinga to validate those decisions. That should be very clear. Now, today I realized, having realized that the messaging on that sounded like was celebrating Raila's death, the president has edited his message and is now saying, you know, now change his tone on Raila, on the death of Raila. That is here.
Si mnajua mimi na mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, Mungu aweke roho yake mahali pema peponi. Si tulikubaliana na yeye ya kwamba tuache siasa ya ukabila, tuwaunganishe Wakenya wote. Na ndio sababu hiyo munaona leo tunasimama hapa kwa jukwaa moja, watu wa ODM, watu wa Kenya Kwanza, sisi wote, kwa sababu tunajua umoja ni nguvu. Ndio tumesema hatutaki tena siasa ya migawanyiko na ukabila na chuki na ubaguzi. Tunataka tusimame pamoja kama Wakenya, ndio tushughulikie maendeleo ya Kenya pande zote, tujenge barabara Kenya yote, tuweke stima, tuhakikisha kwamba watoto wetu wanasoma na tuhakikisha kwamba Kenya inasonga mbele. Vihiga, mnakubali tuungane ama mnasema tutengane Vihiga? Mnasema tuungane? Mnakubali tutembee pamoja? Tuondoe siasa ya chuki na ukabila na ubaguzi, tuunganishe Wakenya wote. Mimi nawahakikishia.
Yeah. Now, curiously, someone need to know this. There is this new promise about stadium. There's a new stadium promised in Vihiga, another stadium promised in Busia. You know.
Hapo Kidundu tumeweka sasa pesa milioni 900 million shillings ya kujenga stadium ya watu wa Vihiga County. Vihiga hoye! Mnasema nijenge stadium pale ama mnataka tujenge stadium wapi? Hapo tujenge stadium. Hapo Kidundu. Hebu nione public participation, wala anasema tujenge stadium Kidundu. Haya, mimi naona imepita kwa public participation. Sasa tuendelee na kujenga stadium. Mimi nitakuja hapa Januari kuanzisha hiyo stadium rasmi. In January I will be here kuanzisha stadium ya Kidundu, kwa sababu ingawaje tunajenga stadium kubwa kule ya Talanta kule Nairobi, lakini hiyo stadium haitakuwa kamilifu kama hatujawajumuisha vijana wa kutoka Vihiga katika michezo, katika kandanda, katika wakimbiaji wa taifa letu la Kenya.
And Musalia Mudavadi's message, by the way, let me tell you, you don't need to watch one rally to the other, all those rallies. The messaging for Ruto, Musalia, so and so, ATWOLI are the same. According to Musalia, broad-based is too big, that someone should not leave broad-based for a small party. Western is being asked, the Luhya nation is being asked to choose to support William Ruto because it is broad-based and it is big. It is not even big. There is nothing like broad-based. You only have UDA and you have a clique of ODM. And in fact, the broad-based deal was between William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Because Raila is dead, the reality is that deal is dead. That deal is dead. Is dead. Is dead. That deal is not there. I don't know how someone wants to navigate about it, but that is the reality. You cannot turn away from that reality. The Western mission was clearly these three, but I don't see it. When I look at how people are, I look at the speeches, watu wanawaangalia tu. People are not buying it. You're not seeing the enthusiasm like something is new. You look at, it is just the same story. We are launching hospitals. We are launching hospitals and we're seeing big buildings about hospitals. But let me tell you something. Do you know SHA in level 4 kusonga juu, SHA only helps inpatient and it will only pay your bed. Yes. SHA, it is only working for outpatient level 1, 2 and 3. Hizo dispensaries. Now for you here, you are paying SHA. Ukienda level 4 hospital, and maybe level 4 hospitals ni Kizungu, just go to Mama Lucy here. Go to Bagade. SHA is going to pay kitanda. And the others will be making corners looking for. So kwa ground mambo ni tofauti. We are talking about school buses to schools, I don't know, hostels to universities, but lecturers are on strike. And we're not talking about it. The whole of this semester has been wasted. Lecturers have been on strike and the deadlock, the government has failed to break that deadlock. 3 reasons. It was to counter the narrative that William Ruto was developing. Excuse. It was to counter the narrative that William Ruto was developing only Nyanza. This is something that was cropping up, that in that broad-based, it is only Nyanza which was benefiting. The second one is testing waters, whether Mudavadi, Wetangula, and ATWOLI access voice can replace the Raila's call for them to endorse them. Like you know, his plan why he needed Raila is because he knew in Raila, he got a better part of Vihiga, a voice for Kakamega, and a voice for Busia. Now there is an experiment that is supposed to be done by these 3 people. ATWOLI, Wetangula, and Mudavadi. And that is why they were in the front line. He went with them to try to see wangu wakiongelesha hawa watu. The intelligence is going to cover what is their conversion rate. And lastly, Ruto is targeting to take over ODM constituency. And this is what he wants. He actually wants a transition. That those who supported Raila, and is using this deal that because I had a deal with Raila, and Raila is not now there, I am the person who is going to implement that deal. Now you guys need to support me. I don't think it's going to be easy. Because hapa mbele, you know, people are still eating, still collecting money. The moment politicians start going back to their drawing board, look on how they can get back their seats, things are going to change. Thank you.